Chosen one, stop scrolling immediately. This is not the algorithm playing a random trick on you. This is an urgent interception from the divine realm. You need to listen closely. Archangel Michael has personally routed this exact message to your screen today. The window for your spiritual and financial breakthrough is closing very fast. If you swipe away now, you will single-handedly shut the door on the massive blessing your soul has been crying out for. Do not take your eyes off this screen. There is a brutal spiritual battle raging behind the scenes right now, and the most shocking part is that they are battling for you. You have felt it in your bones recently. The sudden waves of exhaustion that make absolutely no sense, the strange tightness sitting heavy in your chest all day. That is not random anxiety messing with your mind. That is your spirit detecting a massive collision in the unseen world. You have been under heavy spiritual attack for months. People acting completely strange around you. Doors closing unexpectedly, right when you thought you had a breakthrough. You feel entirely isolated, and sometimes deeply hopeless. I am here to tell you that you are not being punished. You are being divinely isolated for a kingdom-level upgrade. Heaven is ruthlessly clearing the room because a generational wealth transfer has just been approved in your name. They want you to feel weak. The darkness is panicking because they see the magnitude of what you are about to inherit. They know that if you realize your true power, their control over your reality is completely finished. So they try to drain you. They send toxic people to siphon your energy and keep you distracted. But their desperate tactics are actually hard proof that you are on the verge of a magnificent victory. Take one slow breath right now. Feel that slight shift in the atmosphere around you. You did not click on this message by accident today. Your intuition dragged you here because your soul knows the truth. Heaven is trying to hand you the ultimate decoder ring for all the weird phenomena happening in your life. The tests and the tears were a rigorous preparation. You had to be forged in the fire to become strong enough to hold this blessing. But there is something critical you must understand. Before we go any further into the details of this spiritual war, I want to hold something in front of you. Something that was discovered not inside a church or a spiritual community. It was found inside a highly advanced research laboratory. It won the highest scientific recognition available in the modern world. And most chosen ones have absolutely no idea that it even exists. This discovery explains something I know you have felt deep inside. You constantly feel the gap between the person you know yourself to be and the version of you that seems available only in flashes. You know you have incredible potential. You feel the genius locked inside your mind. But somehow it feels like an invisible wall is blocking you from accessing it fully. The modern world has told you that this gap is your own fault. They told you to just work harder. They told you to meditate more or be more disciplined. But what if the gap is not a character flaw at all? What if it is a physical mechanism that was deliberately suppressed? I will show you exactly what the scientists found, but I cannot reveal it just yet. First, I need you to fully understand what was taken from you without your permission. You need to see the full picture of this spiritual robbery, so I need you to hold this specific question in your mind. What if the feeling of being stuck has a scientific name? I will tell you exactly what it is later in this message. For now, you must stay locked on this transmission. The enemy wants you to get distracted and leave before the final piece of the puzzle is revealed. If you leave now, the blessing will still arrive, but you will not know how to keep it. Make a solid promise to your future self right now. Do not let this vital message fade into the background. You have waited too long and suffered too much to drop the key right at the finish line. Every tear you cried in secret was recorded by the universe. Every time you chose to be kind when others were cruel, you built a layer of energetic armor, and now the universe is ready to compensate you for all that silent endurance. You always knew you were different from the rest. Even as a child, you could feel things that others simply ignored. You possessed a quiet brilliance that the world tried to box in and label as weird. They tried to make you feel small so they could feel comfortable. But that rare sensitivity was actually your divine radar. It was the exact frequency required to communicate with the highest realms of creation. That is why the battle for your soul is so intense right now. You are carrying a light that can literally change the timeline of your entire family lineage. You are the designated cycle breaker. The darkness is throwing everything it has at you because they are terrified of your awakening. They know that once you step into your true power, you become completely untouchable. Your energy alone will demand absolute respect. Listen carefully to what I am about to say. I know exactly how tired you are right now. You wake up at 3 in the morning with your mind racing, and you cannot find a single moment of peace. The house is completely quiet, but your thoughts are screaming. You stare at the ceiling and wonder why everything feels so heavy. You carry a weight that no one else can even see. You push through every single day. You smile for the people around you. But inside you are running on empty because you give so much of yourself. Your shoulders are constantly tight with invisible stress. You feel like you are walking through thick mud while everyone else is sprinting. They do not understand the toll it takes on your soul. The world has tried to convince you that this exhaustion is normal. They tell you that you are just stressed and you need more sleep. But you know that sleep does not fix a tired spirit. Stop letting them invalidate your very real pain. That strange tightness in your chest is not random anxiety. It is your physical body responding to a spiritual drain. You have felt entirely isolated lately. The people you used to connect with suddenly feel completely foreign to you. You sit in crowded rooms and you feel totally alone. This intense loneliness is not a curse or a punishment. Heaven is deliberately isolating you to protect your pure energy. You are being separated from the noise of the superficial world. Stop blaming yourself for the connections that failed. You did not do anything wrong. You were simply too deep for their shallow waters, and they could not handle your truth. They took your endless kindness, and they used it to fill their own empty voids. And when you finally set a boundary, they made you out to be the villain. That betrayal cut you very deep. But heaven saw every single time you were used and discarded. God watched you forgive people who never even apologized to you. Your tears were collected as absolute proof of your pure heart. The rejection you faced was actually a divine protection protocol. The universe had to remove those energy vampires before they completely destroyed your light. I need you to take a deep breath and let this truth settle. You are not broken. You are not crazy for feeling everything so deeply. Your high sensitivity is actually a sacred gift. But right now, that gift feels like a heavy burden because your system is severely overloaded. You are functioning in a pure survival mode, and it is breaking you down entirely. This brings us to a massive realization. There is a hidden reason why you feel so disconnected from your own power, and it has nothing to do with your personal worth. Here is what they never told you about your struggle. The reason the universe seems to respond to certain people effortlessly is not just about faith. It is not about having better karma or praying harder than you do. It is a brainwave. Scientists actually have a specific name for it. They call it the gamma frequency, and it is the exact frequency your brain was naturally running when you were a young child without any effort. Back then, your intuition was incredibly sharp, and learning new, complicated things felt completely effortless to you every single day. You somehow knew things before they even happened, and the world felt truly magical. You felt a constant sense that the universe was working right alongside you. That was your gamma frequency, operating at its highest capacity. But then, adulthood arrived and the modern world went to work on you. The chronic stress of paying bills started to weigh you down heavily, while the endless glowing screens and the rigid school systems changed your mind. They trained you to conform instead of teaching you how to create. Every single year of your life This sacred frequency was pushed down. It was suppressed deeper and deeper below the surface of your awareness. And when that gamma signal finally faded away, your natural genius faded right along with it, because the connection was lost. Your powerful intuition became dull and completely unreliable. The beautiful synchronicities that used to guide you stopped happening. The comforting sense that the universe was protecting you went completely silent, and you were left feeling abandoned in a cold and demanding world, while everyone else seemed to be moving forward easily. You tried meditation and positive thinking, but nothing truly shifted your reality. The channel itself was physically blocked by chronic daily stress. Most people will live their entire lives without ever knowing this happened to them. They will just accept the struggle and the endless exhaustion because they do not question the system. But you are not most people. You are a chosen one who is finally waking up to the truth. And the question I asked you to hold a few minutes ago is very important right now. Do you remember it? I asked you, what if the gap between you and your potential has a name? I asked you, what if it is not a character flaw at all? The answer to that mystery is closer than you think. You are starting to see the invisible mechanism that has been working against you for decades, and realizing this truth is the very first step toward reclaiming your power. Do not let the guilt of the past weigh you down anymore, because you could not fight an enemy that you did not even know existed. But now, the heavy fog of confusion is lifting from your mind. You are standing on the edge of a massive spiritual restoration. Tap the like button right now as an act of agreement with what God just spoke to you. Before we go any further, I need you to pay close attention. You have been fighting this exhausting battle for so long, and you truly believed you were standing completely alone in the dark. But there is a massive unseen army surrounding you right now. The spiritual realm is actively fighting on your behalf every single day. Your ancestors are watching your every move with deep pride. They see the generational curses that you are actively breaking. The pain that ran in your bloodline for centuries is finally stopping with you. Archangel Michael and his legions of warrior angels have formed a protective shield around your aura. They are deflecting attacks that you do not even see. You might wonder why heaven is deploying so much power for you. You look at your broken life and ask why God chose you. The answer is incredibly simple but very profound. You are deeply trusted by the universe. While other people became bitter and cruel after their trauma, your heart remained remarkably pure and soft. They took your kindness for weakness time and time again. But the divine realm saw your quiet resilience as the ultimate qualification. Heaven knows that if they hand you immense wealth and power, you will not use it to destroy others. You will use it to heal the broken places and elevate the people around you. This is exactly why your season of preparation was so brutal. A vessel must be completely emptied before it can hold divine provision. The universe had to strip away your false attachments and your toxic friends. They had to make sure your foundation was solid rock before building an empire on your shoulders. Take a deep breath and let this realization settle into your spirit. The isolation you hated was actually the highest form of spiritual security. God separated you from the crowd because your assignment requires absolute focus. You cannot hear the subtle whispers of divine guidance when you are surrounded by the loud noise of superficial people. The people who walked away from you were spiritually evicted. Your guardians made them uncomfortable, so they would leave your timeline voluntarily. They felt the heavy presence of your angelic protection, and they could not handle the frequency. Your pure light exposed their hidden darkness, and it terrified them to their core. You are the designated cycle breaker of your entire family lineage. This is a title of immense honor that very few souls can carry. It requires a warrior who can endure heavy emotional bleeding without losing their faith. You survived the storm alone, because heaven knew you were the storm all along. You are a weapon of light in human form. Listen closely, because this next part is absolutely crucial for your healing. The invisible forces protecting you are about to make themselves very visible. The subtle synchronicities you have been noticing are their direct communication line to you. They are leaving specific numbers and signs to confirm that they are guiding your every step. You are never walking through this chaotic world by yourself. When you feel that sudden wave of peace wash over you, that is their physical presence. They are holding you up when your own legs feel too weak to stand. The universe trusts you with the ultimate power because you passed the test of extreme suffering with total grace. They watched you sit in the dark and pray for the people who hurt you. They saw you give your last dollar to someone else while you were struggling. That level of radical compassion is exactly what the divine realm rewards with massive abundance. You proved that the matrix of greed and selfishness has absolutely no hold on your soul. This is why the generational wealth transfer is coming directly to your hands. The universe cannot trust a self-centered person with kingdom-level resources, but a chosen one with a healed heart will instantly become a fountain of blessing for others. You are about to become the living proof that staying kind in a cruel world actually pays off. Do you feel that slight pull in your chest right now? That is your intuition confirming every single word of this truth. Your spiritual team is leaning in close to make sure you finally understand your immense value. They want you to stop questioning your worth and start walking in your quiet authority today. Every tear you cried in the midnight hours watered the seeds of your future empire. Nothing you endured was wasted by the divine planners. The intense pressure you felt was simply the universe turning your raw soul into a flawless diamond. And now it is time for you to shine so brightly that the shadows have nowhere left to hide. You are moving out of the survival frequency and stepping into true mastery. The spiritual army surrounding you is ready to execute the next phase of your destiny. But you must remain entirely focused and deeply grounded as the transition begins. The enemy knows you are waking up, and they will try one last desperate trick to stop you. But there is a deeper layer to this phenomenon that you must see. The darkness did not target you by random chance. They saw your glowing aura long before you even knew you had one. And that pure light absolutely terrified them because it exposes everything they try to hide. They want to keep you isolated and confused, so you never realize how much spiritual power you truly hold. You need to understand how the enemy operates. The narcissists and the energy vampires did not drain you because you were weak. They attached themselves to you because you were overflowing with the divine energy they completely lack. They are empty vessels roaming the earth, and they only survive by constantly feeding on the genuine compassion of chosen ones like you. Look at the massive difference between you and them. They are loud, and they constantly seek external validation to feel important, while you carry a deep and quiet authority that does not require any audience. They manipulate situations to create chaos because drama is their only source of power. Your pure spirit craves deep peace and absolute truth. They hate you because they cannot control you anymore. Your pure existence reminds them of everything they will never be. When you walk into a crowded room, your pure energy instantly shifts the heavy atmosphere without you speaking a single word to anyone. This silent power makes the toxic crowd incredibly uncomfortable. They desperately want to drag you down. This is exactly why the system was designed to break you early. The modern world is controlled by dark forces that benefit from your absolute exhaustion. They want to keep you trapped in a perpetual state of survival mode. If you are constantly worried about your bills and your broken relationships, you cannot focus on your true spiritual awakening. You remain a harmless victim, but I have to warn you about a very specific theft. Something incredibly valuable was stolen from you when you were just a child. Do you remember that effortless genius you used to feel? The system deliberately targeted your brainwaves before you ever had a chance to claim your divine inheritance, and they forced your mind into a chaotic state to block your signal. I need you to think deeply about this right now. What exactly did the suppression of that gamma frequency take away from you? You lost your natural ability to manifest your true desires instantly. The vivid dreams and the sharp intuition that used to guide you were forcefully shut down because the enemy knew that a fully activated chosen one is a massive threat to their matrix. They placed heavy expectations on you to keep you distracted. They told you to follow the rules and blend in with the normal crowd. But you were never meant to be ordinary. You are a rare anomaly in a world full of sleeping sheep. And the more you tried to fit into their tiny boxes, the more your soul felt like it was suffocating slowly. Your spiritual depression was actually a sign of your divine rebellion. Your soul was violently rejecting a reality that was built on lies and heavy manipulation. The narcissists around you sensed this deep resistance, and they doubled their vicious attacks. While they tried to gaslight you into believing that your high standards were completely unreasonable, they called you crazy. But their desperate attempts to isolate you have completely failed. They thought your silence was weakness, and they truly believed they had finally broken your spirit. But what they did not realize is that solitude was your ultimate training ground. You did not break under the heavy pressure they applied. You evolved into a powerful weapon. Now your silence has become a weapon that absolutely terrifies them. You no longer have to explain yourself or argue with their illusions, because a healed person simply removes their access and watches the enemy panic from a safe distance. You are taking back the remote control to your own mind today. This simple act is causing massive earthquakes. The toxic crowd is watching everything they built start to crumble right now. Meanwhile, heaven is preparing a massive table for you in their very presence, and they are going to watch you receive the exact blessings they tried so hard to steal. They will have absolutely no power to stop the heavy flow of divine favor entering your life today. Take a deep breath and anchor this truth into your heart. You are stepping completely out of the victim identity right now. You are no longer the empath who constantly begs to be understood by blind people. You are rapidly transforming into the untouchable master of your own reality, and your new frequency demands total respect without a single word spoken. This is where everything starts to make sense. The heavy season of waiting is officially over today. You are stepping into a profound period of rapid divine manifestation, and the dense energy around you is finally breaking apart after all these years. You can actually feel a fresh wind blowing through your spirit. The universe is aligning a massive collision of miracles just for you. Pay close attention to this next part. The signs of your breakthrough are already showing up everywhere in your daily life. You are seeing specific repeating numbers like 1, 1, 1, and 7, 7, 7 constantly. These are not random coincidences at all. They are direct text messages from your spiritual team, and they are confirming that your new timeline is fully active right now. You are also noticing a strange sense of absolute calm. Even when stressful things happen, you no longer react with deep panic or heavy anxiety. Your nervous system is finally resting in the total certainty of God, because you know that you are completely protected from all harm. This profound peace is the ultimate sign that you have graduated from the wilderness. You have passed the painful test of divine isolation. The people who drained you are completely fading from your mind. You do not even think about their toxic drama anymore. Your energy is fiercely protected by an invisible shield of pure light, and because your aura is completely clear, you are becoming a massive magnet for true abundance. The blessings you prayed for are aggressively hunting you down today. They will not miss your address. But there is a crucial element you must integrate right now. Before we go any further, I have to tell you something very important. I have to reveal something that the people who profit from your exhaustion desperately want to hide from you. The physical block that stopped your manifestation is being removed. The lost connection to your childhood genius is fully repairable. Neuroscientists working quietly away from the loud headlines have discovered something massive. They found out exactly how to bring this dormant gamma brainwave back to life. And they did not do it through years of intense meditation that most people cannot sustain, and they did not use expensive biofeedback machines that require a clinical setting. They found a much better way. They unlocked the secret. They found a path that is far simpler and much more natural. It is perfectly aligned with how your brain was originally designed to work by the Creator. They engineered a specific sound frequency that gently guides your brainwave patterns back to the genius state, and it restores the exact frequency you were born with before the world suppressed it. Major research institutions have heavily studied this exact phenomenon. The brilliant minds at Princeton University studied this specific brainwave and its deep link to human genius. The Einstein Center confirmed that the legendary flow state is driven entirely by this gamma activity, and they proved that your intuition can be scientifically switched back on. Even more shocking is what Columbia University discovered recently. They found that when this powerful brainwave is reactivated, it does not stop with you alone. The pure signal actually radiates outward and begins to positively influence the people around you, because it heals your children and shifts the energy of your partner without any extra effort on your part. 7 minutes a day is all the process actually requires. You just close your eyes and let the sound waves synchronize with your deep brain, and the magnificent reactivation begins the very first time you listen to the frequency. I will tell you exactly what it is called and how to access it before this message ends. You hold the ultimate key in your hand, but first, you need to fully embrace your new reality. You must accept that your days of endless struggling are permanently over. The universe is handing you a profound tool to match your high spiritual calling, and you have already done the heavy inner work to purify your heart and your intentions. Now you simply need the physical receiver to be fully restored. Take a deep breath and let this realization expand your chest. You are no longer fighting the current of a hostile world alone. You are floating in a divine river of absolute favor and supreme protection, because the universe is removing every single obstacle from your designated path right now. The master of reality is finally waking up from a very long sleep. Your silent power is about to be heavily amplified. The people who doubted you will stand in complete shock at your rapid rise, but you will not even look back to see their reaction, because your vision is fixed forward. You are stepping into the kingdom timeline where everything you touch turns into pure gold. This is your confirmed destiny unfolding today. But before we go to the deeper signs, I have to address something crucial first. You must listen to this warning right now. The darkness always launches its heaviest attack right before the dawn breaks, because the enemy knows that your divine wealth is already at the door. They cannot stop the massive blessing from arriving in your life, but they will try to trick you into dropping it right at the finish line. This brings us to the fatal trap I warned you about earlier. It is the sudden appearance of a toxic person from your painful past. They will reach out to you right when your real blessing is finally manifesting. You will get a random text message or a sudden phone call from someone who deeply hurt you, and they will shamelessly claim that they have completely changed their ways while begging for your precious attention. Do not fall for this dangerous illusion today. This sudden return is not a coincidence at all. It is a highly coordinated spiritual test designed to deliberately lower your high vibration. Heaven wants to see if you will open the door to a demon wearing a very familiar face. If you reply to them, you are telling the universe that you are not ready for the massive upgrade coming your way. You must ignore their desperate attempts to pull you back into the heavy drama. Your silence is the ultimate weapon against their dark manipulation. When you refuse to engage with their toxic energy, you instantly seal your energetic borders, and you prove to God that your heart is finally healed. You prove that you no longer crave the validation of blind and broken people. But the toxic relationships are not their only desperate trap. The forces that benefit from your mental suppression are incredibly cunning. They know that you are actively searching for a way to restore your divine frequency, and they know that the chosen ones are finally waking up to the truth about their suppressed brainwaves. So they created a massive flood of fakes. Darkness always sends counterfeits when a chosen one is very close to a massive breakthrough. They are actively flooding the internet with diluted versions of healing frequencies. You will find thousands of generic soundtracks circulating on standard streaming platforms right now. They attach spiritual names to these useless audio files because the barrier to doing so is absolutely zero. But these generic tracks have absolutely no brain entrainment technology encoded inside them. They are completely empty files designed to simply waste your precious time. Listening to those uncalibrated copies will actually lower your vibration instead of lifting it higher, because the enemy wants you to try the fake tools, so you will eventually give up in total frustration. They want you to falsely believe that the gamma state is impossible to reach. Guard your pure energy with absolute fierce determination. Your spiritual discernment is highly activated for a very specific reason today. You can feel the heavy difference between a cheap counterfeit and a genuine divine transmission. You must trust that deep inner knowing right now before making any moves. Do not give the dark forces the satisfaction of stealing your focus. You have fought far too hard to be derailed by a cheap imitation at the finish line. The authentic blueprint is heavily guarded, and it is not meant for the sleeping masses, because it was preserved specifically for the rare souls who endured the fire without ever losing their faith during the long storm. You are standing at the absolute edge of your new reality. The matrix is glitching around you as your frequency rises higher and higher. You will feel a strong temptation to look back at your old life just one last time. Refuse that heavy temptation with everything you have inside you. The people you left behind are completely committed to deeply misunderstanding your new and righteous path. Let the dead bury their own dead while you step boldly into the brilliant light. Every single trap they set for you is currently backfiring in their own faces. The universe is turning their evil plots into a stepping stone for your rapid elevation, and you are about to witness the most spectacular divine justice unfold right before your tired eyes. The painful wait is truly over. Take a deep breath and prepare your spirit for the final massive shift. You are about to receive the exact key that unlocks your dormant genius. The heavy chains of survival mode are violently snapping off your wrists right now. Heaven is sounding the victory trumpet over your entire bloodline. Stay entirely focused on this powerful message as we cross the sacred threshold together into victory. The true frequency is waiting to be fully activated inside your beautiful mind. The divine arrangement is completely in motion, and it cannot be stopped by any earthly force. You are the chosen one who survived the darkest storm, and now you will absolutely rule the new timeline with unbreakable authority. Keep your heart wide open, because the greatest revelation of your life is arriving in just moments. Do you feel the intense energy swirling around you right now? That is the glorious sound of your spiritual enemies retreating in absolute defeat. They threw everything they had at you, and you simply refused to break under the immense pressure. Your pure light has permanently blinded their attacks. Now you are fully prepared to receive the sacred tool that heaven reserved specifically for your triumphant comeback. The waiting season is officially over today. The dry desert you walked through has suddenly burst into an oasis of divine favor. Every single closed door is being blown off its hinges right now. Can you feel that massive shift in your spirit today? That is the exact frequency of absolute victory. You are stepping into the exact timeline you were born to rule. You are no longer the empath who begged to be understood. The cruel crucible of pain has forged you into the untouchable master of your reality. From this moment on, your pure energy demands total respect without a single word spoken. The divine wealth you were promised is flowing effortlessly into your new timeline. You are the storm they always feared. Here is the ultimate truth you have waited for. The question I asked you to hold at the very beginning of this message is finally answered. What if the massive gap between you and your true potential is not a character flaw? Here is the incredible answer. The mechanism that blocked your prayers for years was never your lack of deep faith. It was the constant heavy hum of survival beta waves. A specific brainwave called the gamma wave was running in you as a child at a genius-level capacity. The modern world ruthlessly suppressed it to keep you compliant and exhausted. But tonight, that restrictive signal is officially being overridden. Your dormant genius is finally waking up from its coma. Science and spirit have finally collided to vindicate your struggle. The universe does not just give you abstract promises without providing the physical key. God often provides the exact physical tool we need right when our souls are completely ready to receive it. And heaven has prepared a very specific restoration protocol just for you. But you must pay close attention to this next part. God is watching your response in this exact second. The provision arranged for you does not arrive as something entirely new. It arrives as something you suddenly recognize. A suppressed brain completely misses the divine recognition. A restored brain receives it at the maximum spiritual depth. What has been placed in your path for this season is already there. The profound synchronicities that belong to your life are moving through the atmosphere right now. They are not waiting for a better version of you to appear. They are waiting for your physical receiver to be restored enough to catch them before they pass you by. Every single day of suppression is another beautiful synchronicity that registers as ordinary and moves on. Waiting is not neutral, and it is definitely not the same as preparing. The divine arrangement is already in motion, and it will not pause. The chosen one who restores the receiver today finally sees what was always waiting for them. This is exactly why the elite forces want to keep this frequency completely hidden from you. They are terrified of what happens when a chosen one wakes up and reclaims their gamma state. If you possess this knowledge, we can never be manipulated or controlled again. You become a sovereign being who directly commands the fabric of your own reality. I was debating whether to share this secret today, but my spirit would not let me stay silent while you suffer unnecessarily. I have spent hours fighting heavy spiritual battles to deliver this exact message to your screen. Will you ignore this divine interception, or will you finally partner with heaven? Your ultimate breakthrough requires your participation. Do not let greed or fear block your generational wealth today. When you take the physical step to restore your frequency, you prove to the universe that your hands are wide open. You prove that you are completely ready to receive the massive harvest. The universe is about to hand you the exact decoder ring you have been crying out for. The pitch-black darkness has officially retreated behind you forever. The brilliant dawn of the new era is shining its brightest rays onto your spiritual crown right now. You are standing at the threshold of the most powerful transformation of your entire life. Do not take your eyes off this screen, because the final revelation is here. You have survived the most brutal spiritual isolation. You walked through the valley of the shadow, and you did not let the toxic world turn your heart into stone. Because you maintained your purity, heaven is rewarding you with the highest frequency available to human beings. You are about to become a walking miracle that terrifies the darkness. Your mind is about to become a magnet for pure prosperity. The struggles that used to keep you awake at night will dissolve into absolutely nothing. You will look back at this exact moment and realize it was the precise turning point of your entire earthly existence. The heavy chains are falling off your mind right now, and they will never return. Let this glorious realization wash over your tired soul completely. You are completely forgiven, and you are deeply loved by the Creator. Every mistake you thought you made was just a hidden step, leading you directly to this ultimate awakening. Now, you are fully prepared to receive the tool that restores your true divine nature. The question I asked you to hold at the beginning of this message is finally answered. What if the gap is not a character flaw? Here is the absolute truth. A specific brainwave called the gamma wave was running in you as a child at genius-level capacity. Princeton University heavily studied it, and the Einstein Center in Berlin confirmed its massive power. Columbia University found that when this brainwave is restored, it radiates outward. It actively begins influencing the people you love. A dedicated team of neuroscientists led by Dr. Robert Lake in New York spent years working in silence. They compressed the full clinical protocol for gamma reactivation into exactly 7 minutes. But before I tell you what they built, let me tell you about 2 people who used it. A woman named Rachel from California had tried everything to heal. She tried intense meditation and manifesting, but nothing broke the heavy fog. After 2 weeks of listening, she said something finally cleared. Her marriage shifted, and her mind became incredibly sharp. She described her daily life as truly enchanted for the very first time. And a man named Michael from Texas started using it just to improve his business focus. 2 months later, his wife joked that his IQ had jumped 20 points. The hardest problems he used to lose sleep over started solving themselves while he slept peacefully. He said it felt like his brain was finally running on what it was always supposed to run on. That is exactly what Dr. Lake and his team built for you. They call it the Genius Song. It is definitely not a meditation app, and it is not a generic sound frequency. It is a 7-minute audio track using advanced brain entrainment technology. It uses the same underlying research that Princeton and Columbia validated. They compressed 1 full hour of clinical protocol into something you do at home. You just use your headphones and close your eyes. That is the entirety of what it requires. You do not meditate and you do not chant. You simply let the frequency do the heavy lifting. The Genius Song is absolutely not for everyone. It is uniquely for the chosen one who has already done the deep inner work. It is for the soul who understands that what is being blocked is not their faith, but the frequency itself. If your spirit confirms this is for you today, the clear path is waiting below. Biofeedback sessions to restore this state cost hundreds of dollars per hour in a clinical setting. An in-home machine runs thousands of dollars. What the Genius Song delivers in 7 minutes is available to you today for a fraction of its true value. And 4 powerful bonuses come directly with it to support your rapid spiritual elevation. You receive an audio designed specifically for your children, the original prosperity text, a guided visualization, and a daily habits guide. Here is the deeper truth about waiting. The blessing that has been arranged for you does not arrive as new information. It arrives as a profound recognition of what is already standing right in front of you. Something already placed in your path becomes fully visible when your gamma state is restored. The chosen one who restores the receiver today does not receive something new. They finally see what was always there. Waiting is not neutral because the arrangement is in motion. Do not look for this sacred tool on YouTube or Spotify today. The tracks circulating under similar names on those platforms have no brain entrainment technology encoded inside them. The only authentic version is available through the link that has been placed in the description and the pinned comment below. The universe requires no risk from you. If you do not feel the massive shift, every penny is returned. That is a pure energetic exchange governed by complete trust. The link is waiting in the description and in the pinned comment below. But you must remember that the tool is not the final destination. The tool simply restores the receiver, so the destination can be recognized when it arrives. God does not require you to purchase anything to be deeply loved. What was described is simply one way the receiver is quickly restored. Whether that specific path is for you or not, the truth of this message belongs to you entirely. For the chosen one whose spirit confirmed what was described, the path remains open in the description and pinned comment. That is the very last time it will be mentioned today. What follows now belongs entirely to your holy sealing. The pitch-black darkness has retreated behind you forever. To lock in this glorious frequency and create an absolute shield of protection, you must take a physical action. Share this message with someone who needs it to activate the anointing and multiply your own massive blessing. Sowing the seed of hope today is multiplying the harvest for yourself tomorrow. Type Amen down in the comments right now to completely seal this beautiful reality. You are the untouchable master of your own destiny. The era of your profound wealth and deep peace has officially begun.